From the CAL FIRE headquarters in Sacramento, I'm Daniel Berlant with the fire situation report for Tuesday, September 8th, 2015. Hopefully you had a fun and safe Labor Day weekend here at CAL FIRE. It was a busy weekend for sure. In fact, over the past week, CAL FIRE crews have responded to nearly 150 new wildfires. So let's take a look at our interactive statewide Google fire map. You can see there are 8 active fires burning right now in California. Let's go through some of those. First, one of the fires that's been burning very rapidly, the Elk Fire in Lake County. That fire has burned 670 acres just north of Upper Lake, near, again, all north of Clear Lake itself. That fire has burned 670 acres, as I mentioned, is 90% contained. We were in unified command between CAL FIRE and the U.S. Forest Service as of this morning. This fire, since it's now mainly on U.S. Forest Service land, is now going to be ran by the Mendocino National Forest. Again, the Elk Fire, 90% contained. If we move up north to the north part of the state, where we've seen a lot of the activity with many of the lightning-sparked complex fires that we saw in late July, we'll go through a couple of those. First, the Fork Complex in the southern portion of Hayfork. That fire's burned 36,499 acres so far. It's 97% contained. So good progress being made on this series of fires. Just to the west of it, that's where the South Complex is located. Those fires have burned 29,405 acres and are 89% contained. The last one of these complexes just up north here is the River Complex. All these on the Shasta Trinity National Forest. So all these being managed by the U.S. Forest Service. The River Complex, 71,608 acres. It's 54% contained. Now, if we go up further up north into Del Norte County, you can see there are 2 fires here. The first one, this southern, right here on the border of Del Norte, right before Humboldt, is the Nickowitz Fire. That fire burning on the Six Rivers National Forest. 6,881 acres have burned. It's 76% contained. The last one up here in the north part of the state, just south of Highway 199, that's the Gasquet Complex, again on the Six Rivers National Forest. 28,614 acres have burned in total. It's 47% contained. So most of these fires, in fact, all 5 of these fires have been burning since late July. Good progress, though, being made on many of these fires. If we go on down to the central part of the state, this is the Rough Fire. In fact, it is the largest fire of the year so far. Just to give some perspective, off here on the map, Fresno, the city of Fresno, Clovis, that's all over here. You can see community of Squaw Valley. Here's Highway 180, Hume Lake, right in the center. The Rough Fire complex has now burned over 97,000 acres. In fact, 97,884 acres have burned in total. It's 31% contained. Again, this nearly 98,000 acre fire is the largest fire of the year. It is burning both on the Sierra and the Sequoia National Forest. Now, CAL FIRE is assisting the U.S. Forest Service with this fire. Weather conditions, though, yesterday were very favorable to allow this fire to grow. So a lot of activity here on the Rough Fire. The final fire that is burning right now, one in Southern California, that's the Summit Fire. You can see it right here burning on the San Bernardino National Forest. 55 acres in total have burned just south of Big Bear Lake. 95% contained here, so very close to full containment. Now, there are some fires we want to give some good news on. Again, while there's 8 active fires, containment has occurred on many of those. We'll start down here in Southern California. The Cabin Fire was on the Angeles National Forest. That fire is now contained. A second cabin fire burned on the Sequoia National Forest. It too is now fully contained. Here in Sacramento County near the community of Wilton, the Apple Fire burned 110 acres. It was contained last week. The Olive Fire burning near south of Oroville, 72 acres in total burned there. And the last one, the largest one, was the Mad River Complex. It was a larger complex that was part of the series that burned in late July. This complex is now 100% contained. So 8 active major fires, a number of them contained over this past week. Good progress definitely being made across the state. Now, let's switch over to our fire weather headlines and talk a little bit about the weather this week. All across California, unfortunately, we are expecting to see some very warm and dry conditions this week, with temperatures in many areas hitting well over 100 degrees by Friday. As you can see from this map here provided to us by the Weather Service, Everything in red is triple digits, so all the way from Redding down into Modesto, and we'll switch to Southern California in a moment. Triple digit temperatures, but even in areas that would normally see mild conditions, especially along the coast. 99 degrees in Garberville, 102 in Ukiah. So very, very hot temperatures. This is about 10 to 15 degrees this week that we're going to see above what we would typically see this time of year. In fact, we've heard that this year, this week, this is actually so far the second hottest September in our recorded history for the Sacramento Valley area. So very hot temperatures throughout the next several days. Down in Southern California, the same thing. You can see triple digits, hot temperatures across much of Southern California. 108 in Palm Springs, 103 in Riverside, even along the coast, Los Angeles, 87 degrees, 87 in San Diego, 87 in Oceanside. A very, very hot week. Now, in Southern California, in some areas, especially the mountain regions, we could see some scattered thunderstorms throughout the week. Those storms, though, could bring some rainfall. That rainfall could be pretty substantial. In fact, you can see on this map, the blue is the higher percentage likelihood of high rain in the afternoons for this week. There's a potential of heavy downpours that could cause flooding, especially in some of those areas that have seen some fires. The potential of debris flooding does occur. Some lightning is potential, some hail is potential, and very gusty winds. So for Southern California, hot temperatures in the day, likely thunderstorms and rainfall throughout the afternoon. All of this could mean a very busy week for firefighters. Now, this month is National Preparedness Month. With the drought causing such a large increase in wildfire activity, it's a good time to make sure you're set for a wildfire. One of those key items every household should have is a preparedness kit. Every home should make sure you have those items and put all in one location in a kit. First, have water. Make sure you have a gallon of water per person for at least 3 days. So you do the math. Make sure you have a good supply, though, of water. And don't forget your pets. Make sure you have extra food there for your animals, your dogs, your cats. Have plans if you have larger animals, horses. Make sure you have a plan as well of where you take them if you are forced to evacuate. Have a first aid kit, the basic supplies, Band-Aids, gauze. In case anybody gets scratches or minor injuries, you can take care of that. Documents and money. Always have your credit card, your passport, birth certificates, those important documents all, again, in this kit so that if you have to evacuate, you can take that kit with you and those documents are with you. Medication. We recommend you have 1 week of medication with you at all times. So it's always good to have some set aside and especially some over-the-counter medications, Advil, aspirin, those type of drugs as well. Food. Have a supply of non-perishable food. Now, if you are going to use cans like soup, make sure you have a can opener to get them. While it seems obvious, you may not think about it when you put the cans aside, but when you go to eat them and you don't have a place, electricity to open them electronically, you might be a little stuck. So make sure you have a manual can opener. Have a radio. That way you can listen to the updates of emergencies. Get the word from us of what we're doing. Obviously, we hope that you're able to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on Periscope. But if not, have that AM/FM radio. And have any sanitation items too. Garbage bags, wipes, anything you may need for personal sanitation. Think about those items now. Now, for a complete list of all of these items, you can visit our website at readyforwildfire.org. You can find all the ways to make sure you're set for a wildfire. Now, that's the latest on the fire situation here in California. I'm Daniel Berlant. Have a fire-safe week.